Hey, what's up guys? John with RussellMarineProducts.com. Today we're here to talk about some new stuff that we got coming from Humminbird. More specifically, we're going to take a deep dive into the Xplore units. Stay tuned. All right guys, so we just got some really exciting news from Humminbird. They're coming out with a new series of units that are going to be called Xplore. Now these units are kind of taking the place of the Helix and the Solix lineup of units. You're going to see both of those units go away, and this is kind of taking their place. We're going to have a 9-inch, a 10-inch, and a 12-inch option in the Xplore. Some of the key features that we're going to be looking at here: this is a touchscreen unit, so a lot of you guys that were running the Helix units, if you want to upgrade to one of these Explorers, it will have the full touchscreen. It's going to have the hard button layout very similar to your Solix and your Apex units. So if you're familiar with those units, this is going to be an easy unit to learn. There shouldn't be a whole lot of learning curve there. We have some other cool things a lot of people have been asking about for years and years. Coming preloaded on this unit, we are going to have the LakeMaster and Coastmaster VX mapping card. So that is typically an additional cost when you're looking at buying a unit, whether that was a Helix or a Solix unit. That was always an additional cost. So while we're on the topic of mapping, a big reason why people come over to Humminbird to begin with is that mapping technology. It will be able to share between the Xplore units. So as I said, this unit is kind of taking the place of a Helix and a Solix, but we're getting most of the advantages on the Solix side. So as you had it before with the Helix, you couldn't share a map card. These Xplore units will. They'll share with other Xplore units, they'll share with Solix, and they'll share with Apex. So these Explorers are backwards compatible with Solix, but not with Helix. So something to keep in mind there. You know, you could still run them on the same boat. You're just not going to be able to share information back and forth as if they were all the same series or compatible networking units. Another cool thing here is we've got a 2-year warranty, just like we've always had, but Humminbird is running a deal where if you go register these units on their website, you'll actually be eligible for an additional year of warranty. So kind of a cool little thing that I thought I would throw in there. We have Bluetooth compatibility. These are going to be compatible with the One Boat network, so you can network these with your Talons and your Raptors, the One Boat network app as well, and then your Ethernet connectivity, so you'll be able to monitor your battery life through your Quest motor, you know, all of the waypoint following or the contour following, all of that is going to be compatible with your existing equipment as well. So these Xplore units are going to come kind of like they've been packaging the Solix and the Apex units over the last several years. You're just going to have one option with Transducer and one option without. So we're, you know, kind of doing away with the chirp only and the MDI, you know, units, and basically you get an Xplore unit, it's going to be able to run their full lineup of transducers, including mega side imaging. So while we're on the topic of transducer compatibility, these are going to be compatible with Mega Live 1. Another announcement, we'll dive a little bit deeper in another video. Mega Live 2, that's coming, and Mega 360 as well. So these units will read the built-in transducers in your trolling motors, whether those are prior iPilot units or the newer Quest. So full compatibility with the full lineup of transducers. So we're seeing a couple enhancements with the screen. We've got a cross-touch interface with in-pane touch targets. That's kind of a new deal. Something that we see on like the one screen that I can think of is like a LiveScope Garmin screen. You have, your range adjustments. You're going to see that on here on the Xplore as well. They do have an updated interface, but from what I've seen of it, it's going to feel familiar to those Solix and Apex guys. Going to be different for the Helix guys. But if you were running Solix or Apex, it's going to feel very familiar. All right, and one more thing that I wanted to mention as far as rigging goes, if you are running Apex units right now and you've got a power cable in place, this Xplore will drop right in. All of our other connections are going to be the same as your Solix and your Helix connection, so Ethernet cables are going to tie right into the back of the unit. If you've got a Helix unit, all you have to do is remove the adapter cable for the Ethernet connection to be made. But again, the Xplore is going to be using the same power cable as the Apex units. Another thing that I do want to mention as far as the connections go on the back of the unit, we've got the NEMA 2000 connection like we've had with Solix and Apex, but no more NEMA 0183. We're fully converting over to NEMA 2000, and we will be seeing another GPS heading sensor. That is going to be a NEMA 2000 plug right into your NEMA 2000 network, doing it a little bit differently than Humminbird has in the past, so that's kind of a cool thing to see as well. One of the other things that I want to mention is the waypoint management system. They have kind of done some new things. I'll include some screenshots here, but you can see how they've made it easier to edit and sort your waypoints. That is something that we see a lot of people wanting to see improvements on, and it looks like they've addressed that with the Xplore Series. Always been a little easier to manage your waypoints on the Solix and Apex units, but it looks like they've taken it a step further with the Xplore, so that's good news. Okay, so we talked about the Helix lineup and the Solix lineup of units kind of going away. We are still going to have the smaller Helix options, the 5 and the 7-inch, so you're still going to be able to pick one of those up. Maybe if you want to throw it on a kayak or a smaller boat, or maybe that's just your preference and you're used to that interface and don't mind using the smaller screen. You do still have a 5 and a 7-inch Helix option, but you're going to go from the Helix to the Xplore Series, and then the next step up from the Xplore will be the Apex. So full network compatibility between the Xplore and the Apex, but you do still have the Helix to fall back on if you want to grab one in those smaller sizes. All right, now let's look at price point. We've got the Xplore 9 with the transducer coming in at $16.99 or $14.99 as a control head only. We've got the Xplore 10, $21.99 with a transducer or $19.99 without. Then you bump up to the 12-inch Xplore. The option with the transducer is $26.99, and the control head only is going to be $24.99. These prices are very similar to what the Helix sold for, so actually really happy with seeing this. You're paying Helix prices, but you're getting more of that Solix technology. We're using the same transducer as what you were using in your Solix unit or your Apex unit. We're getting the same screen resolution, at least on our 12-inch unit here. The 9-inch unit is going to have a 1280 by 720 pixel count, but then our 10 is going to have the 1280 by 800 as well as the 12-inch screen. So same screen resolution, and on that 9, that 720 pixel count, it sounds like there's going to be a difference, when you hear that, but when you see those units side by side, you're not going to notice the difference between the 1280 by 720 and the 1280 by 800. So that is typically what we see on those 9-inch graphs, even with other manufacturers. So, okay, so there's kind of just a basic overview of what we are expecting out of these Xplore units. I'm excited to actually get one in hand, put it on the water, and try it out for myself. And when we do that, we'll definitely check back in with you guys, get you a video, get you some screen recordings. But just kind of going back over all of these features, this is going to be a great option if you're just getting into Humminbird for the very first time, or maybe you're adding on to your one boat network. Maybe you want to grab one to take advantage of the new Mega Live 2, Mega 360. Maybe you're just getting it for mapping. I know there's guys out there that do that. You are going to have the preloaded mapping now. So lots of cool features coming in on this new series of units that we haven't seen before. And again, the price point is going to be very hard to beat. We're getting that higher end Solix type of technology at Helix prices on this new Humminbird Explorer. So definitely something you guys are going to want to check out this rigging season. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call at 316-313-4113. Shoot an email over to sales@russellmarineproducts.com, or comment down below and let us know what you think about this new series coming from Humminbird. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Are you tired of your old marine electronics? At R&P, we make trade-in easy. 3 steps. Step 1, shoot us an email, get a quote. Step 2, send us your old unit and get credit. Step 3, get your brand new unit and get installed on your boat today.